The Vatican has released the full itinerary for the Pope's upcoming trip to Bahrain. During his 4-day visit, the Holy Father will attend the Bahrain Forum for dialogue. The theme of the apostolic journey is peace on earth to people of goodwill. There are an estimated 80,000 Catholics in Bahrain, many of whom are migrants. EWTN News Rome Correspondent Colm Flynn joins us now. Colm, great to see you as always. So what can you tell us about this announcement of the upcoming papal trip?
Well, a very good evening, Tracy, from Rome. Yes, the Vatican has just announced Pope Francis's itinerary for his upcoming trip to the Kingdom of Bahrain, which will take place from November the 3rd to November the 6th. And the theme of this visit, Tracy, they've just announced, is peace on earth to people of goodwill. So this will be another trip to further advance the Pope's mission of interreligious dialogue with the Muslim community. The Kingdom of Bahrain is a small desert country nestled between Qatar and Saudi Arabia. It has a small population of about just 1.7 million people, 70% of which are Muslim, around 14% of which are Christian. And many of those Christians are from Asia, the Philippines, India. And this is where the first Catholic church was built on the Persian Gulf, and the Pope is visiting at the invitation of the King of Bahrain, Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. So this is the first time a Pope has ever visited the country, so it'll be quite a significant visit. And as well as the meeting, Tracy, meeting the King and other government officials, the Pope will visit the capital, Manama, where the Pope will take part in a conference. Now, the name of the conference is the Bahrain Forum for Dialogue, East and West for Human Coexistence. He will give the closing address of that conference. And Tracy, interestingly, also traveling to Bahrain for the conference is Ahmed El Tieb, the Grand Imam of Al-Zazar. And it has been announced that those two major religious leaders will meet. The two of them most recently met in September at an interreligious summit in Kazakhstan. Now, the Pope is also due to visit the country's magnificent new cathedral. It's called the Cathedral of Our Lady of Arabia. It was inaugurated back in 2021, and it was the dream of a bishop named Camillo Balin, who died in 2020 after 50 years, 5 decades, serving in the Gulf region. The cathedral can hold around 2,500 people, and it was built outside the capital on land that was donated by the king. And it is believed that this will be one of the key stops for Pope Francis to show his respect for the late bishop and the work he did, what he achieved in that region, and that should be another incredible part of this upcoming trip.
Absolutely. And Colm, I understand this journey to Bahrain really aligns with what we know has been one of the main hallmarks of the Holy Father's papacy, to reach out to people of other faiths.
Yes, that's right, Tracy, and particularly, of course, the Muslim community. How could we forget Pope Francis's historic trip to Iraq last year, where he met with the Grand Ayatollah al-Sistani, the first pope in history to visit Iraq, known as the cradle of civilization, and then just recently his apostolic trip to the Muslim nation of Kazakhstan, where only 1% of the population are Catholics. And actually, Tracy, EWTN travelled to the nation of the United Arab Emirates back in March of this year to interview Cardinal Pietro Parolin. He is the Secretary of State. Pope Francis had sent him to represent the Holy See at the Dubai Expo, where the motto of that exhibition was deepening the connection. So again, all these show Pope Francis's dedication to interreligious dialogue, as you say.
And Colm, before I let you go, are there concerns that the Holy Father may cancel this trip like he did with previous trips because of health issues?
Well, you're right, because the concerns for the Holy Father's health over the last number of months and the last year has led many people to wonder, every time the Vatican announces an upcoming trip on the Pope's calendar, will it go ahead or not? Remember, he was forced at the last minute to cancel his 2 trips this summer to the Democratic Republic of Congo and South Sudan. However, his trip to Canada shortly after still did go ahead. So for this trip, we will have to wait and see. But at the moment, Tracy, it has been officially announced by the Vatican. As I said, it will be a short 3-day visit, November the 3rd to November the 6th.
Okay, and thank you so much for that report, Colm. Colm Flynn, EWTN News Rome Correspondent. Thank you again.